the locker room, 10:20, moving right along on a sunny Saturday morning, Scooter.
It's nice out there today.
Labor Day weekend, man.
I know, it's weird.
Did it go flying by for you?
Well, it did because, they're
you had to be out of
tearing our house down. We got to get out August 11th, so that's kind of weird he's even down here.
What do I do with my pen?
But I'll tell you what, coming up here today from Sea Isle, there was no traffic.
Well, coming from Collingswood, it was
bad.
Yeah, the traffic was unbelievable. People were in their car listening to 97.3 ESPN on the way down. And last night, Scooter, I mean, come on, the Phillies get crushed by the Mets. My buddy, I got a bet running. I got a good friend of mine, Jeff Dowling. He works over there at Playland. I see him, when I park the cars, and we go back and forth at each other, and we have a ongoing bet. Phillies Mets for the series, and then whoever wins, you got to get them a lunch or whatever. And having Aaron Nola on the mound and to lose the way they did was like a wasted opportunity, man. And this team is now 3.5 games out of a wild card spot.
Yep.
They've got to win the next two. I'm telling you this right now. Talking about a must, they've got to win these next 2 games against the Mets, or they're done.
You think?
Absolutely.
There's 29 games left.
That's right. And you're 3.5 games. Listen, you got to remember, you'll be 3. If you lose 2 games to the Mets, if you lose the series, say they drop 2 or 3 to the Mets, they'll be 4.5. They'll be 4 games out, 4.5 out, depending upon what the other two.
What the other guys
Washington, dude, it doesn't look good, man.
Well, no, they're behind it, but that's part of the game. You got 29. It's not like you got 4 games left and you got to win these games.
Here's the thing that really blows my mind.
What grinds your gears, Bill?
This is what really going into last night. This guy Wheeler, he was 9-7 with a 4.46 ERA, but in his last 3 starts, he was 1-2 with a 6.75 ERA.
Until he came to the Phillies.
And then he comes to the Phillies and they can't even hit him.
He's an all-star.
What the heck?
I know. And that was Kapler's explanation after the game was, Wheeler had his stuff tonight and he was on everything. And
I guess.
Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious.
That's the problem, though. They have one game they scored 9-10 runs, and the next game.
Are you tired of Kapler's explanations at the end of these games?
Remember we had this discussion before.
It doesn't bother you, does it?
No, I always said it's crazy to have a manager talk after every game in a 162 game season. What's he going to say?
Well, then you don't talk to every player.
Hit the ball, players.
Nola going into last night was 12-4 with a 3.53 ERA, but in his last 3 games, he was 2-1 with a 2.57 ERA. And for them to blow that game last night in the fashion that they blew it really gets under my skin.
Well, are you tired of Hughes yet?
And I'm tired. And look, you got people saying, "Oh, this team's done." I've heard people telling me this team's done like 4 or 5 weeks ago. Now, they still had a modicum of hope. Now, I mean, you can't lose 2 more games to the Mets, Scooter.
No.
You can't. You can't do it.
Well, listen, tonight will be a different story. They'll score 15 runs, they'll win 15-2, and everybody's whole mind will change. That's the difference with this team. Look. Did you see Real Muta's face at the end of the game?
97.3 ESPN.
He was in disgust.
Yeah, well, that's what Pete Thompson's Twitter poll question was about the way he looked at the bullpen. Some of these guys in the bullpen. I mean, he has every right to look in disgust.
Absolutely does.
He's playing great.
He's a winner. He's playing tremendous. Would you change your opinion on him now when I ask you about overachiever, underachiever?
No, I think he's right where. Look,
no, he's over.
He's an all-star catcher. He's defensively, he's a beast.
Oh, tremendous!
Defensively, he's just like nobody.
He hits the ball well, and he's the best running catcher I've seen in 50 years. The guy runs.
He's first in like so many categories.
Yeah, I mean the way he throws guys out, it's not even funny anymore.
I mean, he's mowing them down. If you're a manager of another team, why would if after you get mowed down already, if you got 2 guys caught stealing, why would you send a 3rd or 4th guy?
I don't know.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, listen, he's frustrated because. Some of the guys are playing well, and some of the guys just aren't.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the phones. I'm gonna have to eat some crow. Let's go to the phone lines and welcome into the locker room, Mr. Met himself, Jeff Dowling. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, you know what? I think the bet should be instead of lunch. I think it should be if we win, you have to sing the Met song on the air.
I promise you this: I will never learn the Met song. I won't even bet that. And listen, what is it with your gifts? The GIF things that you send on the phone? What are you, like the Captain Gift? Like, I'm so pissed off, and he's sending me all these things that are dancing on my phone and nice, like that's real cute, Jeff. He's got a guy on a roller coaster, like the Phillies are on the way down. And let's see, what else did you put up? Charlie Brown, the gift keyboard, Charlie Brown, and you get some hot chick throwing pitches. Who was that?
Well, when they in the beginning of the season, the Mets lost like 24 games after the 8th inning, so it was really good to get back to any game. So, yeah, the Mets.
And what did I tell you, Jeff? I told you last night that our bullpen stunk. I mean, our bullpen isn't any better than your bullpen. I think they're about the same.
Roller coaster. That's the roller coaster. At the beginning of the season, the Mets stunk with their bullpen. They've been pretty good. Not great. They're not a playoff team. They're not some great thing. But let me tell you, they've been sticking it. Now, last night, you guys scored 3 or 4 runs or whatever in the 9th inning. So, if we wouldn't have scored.
Yeah, but it was by that time, listen, by that time the pressure's off, Jeff. The guys were just, they went up there with anything, without any concern. I mean, Moran goes a third of an inning, and he gives up 4 runs. Well, I had Brad Lidge. He didn't lose. He didn't blow a save the whole year. Well, now you know. Now you know what Clintack's going to have to do for the Phillies. He's got to go out and he's got to get pitching, and he's got to solidify the pitching staff. Nah, the starting pitchers are suspect too. We only have one pitcher on this team. It's Aaron Nola. That's it, Jeff. And listen, just don't get too cocky, because the games that you think you're going to win, you lose, and the games you think you're going to lose, you're going to win. So we do have a shot tonight. Yeah, that's another thing. The Mets had dropped 6 in a row prior to last night.
Nice.
So we got Vargas against Matz tonight. And if you look at Matz's, if you look at Matz's listen to this, ready for this? If you look at Matz's for the Mets, his last 3 games, he's 1-2, but his ERA is 1.47. And if you look at Vargas in his last 3 games, his ERA is 4.08. So, but that's the stats. Well, let's hope that continues.
Yeah,
let's hope
right.
that continues tonight.
Keep that going.
All right, Jeff, man. I'll see you Sunday. I got to run. Thanks for the call. Hope you lose tonight. All right. First hour of the locker room is sponsored by Barb's Harley Davidson, Philly's closest, New Jersey's #1 Harley Davidson dealership. Visit barbshd.com today. It's the area's #1 seller of new and used Harley Davidsons around. That's Barb's Harley Davidson, where no one walks. Go to barbshd.com today. Barb is a great American. She does a lot for the community with the veterans and active duty, veterans, active duty, first responders, police. She does a great job with everything.
Folks, this is the last official weekend of summer 2019. And if you haven't gone to Reds Jersey Mex, the original Rojo Tacos yet, then you're missing out on a part of summer. Tacos, burritos, quesadillas, whatever your heart may desire, they make it fresh for you when you order every single day. 11th and Haven in Ocean City, 609-399-2272 for takeout or delivery. Get your summer ended on the right note. Watch college football with some great food. Whatever your reason is, there's always a good reason to get Reds Jersey Mex. 609-399-2272, 11th and Haven in Ocean City.
And I was down there last week. I got myself some Taco Diego, put the jalapenos in there for me. It was awesome. Hey, Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out the website at grimes.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk a little Eagles football. We'll be joined by that one, Mark Grimes. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. 10:35, Labor Day weekend. Scotty McKay in the house. Now, Scooter, let's talk or turn our attention to the Philadelphia Eagles, and I want to get started on first of all some roster moves. They released some of the names they released. Let's see,
Donnell Pumphrey.
Yeah, Donnell Pumphrey. Cody Kessler was released. Let's see. Any really? Who?
Mark and Michelle.
Yeah, Mark and Michelle.
I get him back.
Can hear you now. I'll get you in.
Injured reserve, Richard Rodgers. So I mean, there are guys that are on this list: Shelton, Singleton, Jason Thompson, Kevin Wilker. These guys are all guys that I thought were probably going to. I don't see any surprises. Anybody see any?
Richard Rodgers is injured reserve, by the way.
Right, that's what I just said. Is there anybody on this list that you that surprised you? Not for me.
No, I don't think there's anybody that you're going, holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm like, my God. Now they're still
brought in, but you know.
Right.
DeAndre Hall is the one that surprised me.
Oh, they did release
DeAndre Hall got released.
No way.
Yeah, but
why is that? Are they going to make a trade then for Clowney?
I think what they might. You know what I heard?
You wouldn't release Hall to trade Clowney.
Here's the thing. I heard that if they release him, if they release him and then bring him back after the first game, then his money's not guaranteed.
Correct.
So
and that's probably
what they're doing. They're playing.
The way he played in the preseason.
Played phenomenal.
What else did you want the guy to do to win a job here?
Well, the reason why I said that doesn't surprise me because I did hear about that they're playing with his money, which I don't think is cool because he played his heart out, like you said.
Right, and plus, like I said, maybe they would be doing that if they have maybe something with Clowney going on the deal.
All right, let's go to the sports hotline and welcome in our good buddy Mark Grimes. What's up, Grimesy? All right, we wanted to get you in the studio, but I understand you're a busy man and you got to make the donuts. And but what we like to do in the beginning of every year, and we've done this for a couple years, we go down the schedule, and since it's going to be me, you, and Scooter, and Josh, the three of us, Josh, Scooter, four of us. I'm sorry, can't count there. I'm a history major. Right. And we'll go over game by game, and we'll just throw us out there, win-loss, all right? We're going to play along? Yes.
You woke Josh up.
Didn't I just say 30 minutes ago, nobody remembers what you get right. They only bring up what you got wrong.
All right. Let's go.
He just got a neck pull from his head popped up when you said something like that. That's great.
Now, here we go. Let's see. Where's my schedule?
Don't you have your picks written down?
I had them right here. Here. Where the heck is it? What did I just do with it? Oh, here it is. All right, okay. Here we go. Play along. I'm just going to ask you guys what you think the outcome of the game will be. No scores involved. And Josh at Washington home on the first.
Win.
I got them as a win. What do you got, Scooter?
Win.
Grimesy? Win. All right. The next week, Sunday, September 15th, at Atlanta, an 8:20 game. What do you got, Josh?
Win.
I got him as a loss. Scooter.
Loss.
Grimesy.
Actually, change mine to loss too, because now I'm thinking about
Josh, see that here? He threw.
it. Look, I'm over here actually working. You all are just talking, so I'm barely paying attention.
You're supposed to be working
Frankly-
on. You're supposed to be
frankly,
working on my show.
I'm making sure that your commercials play next. How about that? Okay.
All right, the next
Actually, I
week.
shouldn't even be part of this segment, but
The next week, Sunday, September 22nd, Detroit. Home at Detroit. Home Detroit, 1 o'clock start. What do you got, Josh?
win.
I got win. Scooter.
Win.
Grimesy. All right. The next weekend, the September 26th at Green Bay, an 8:20 start. Josh,
Where are they at?
at Green Bay, 8:20 start.
Loss.
Thursday night game. I got lost. What do you got, Scooter?
Loss.
Grimesy? Not in September. All right, then we jump into October, and they come home to play the Jets at 1 o'clock. What do you got, Josh?
You said they're home.
Yep.
Win.
I got them as a win. Scooter, win. Grimesy? All right. The next week, now this is when they go a little difficult stretch. We start on Sunday, October 13th, at Minnesota on Fox, the 1 o'clock game. What do you got, Josh?
Win.
I got them win. What do you have, Scooter?
Win.
Grimesy. All right, there's Grimesy. The next week, they're still on the road. The first time they meet the Dallas Cowboys, it is a Sunday night game at 8:20. Josh,
Where is it at?
at Dallas.
Loss.
I got him as a loss. What do you got, Scooter?
Loss.
Grimesy. Well, all right. What do you? All right. So Grimesy bucks the trend and goes win. I like that. I like that. And then after a long road trip, they end up in Buffalo on October 27th. It's a 1 o'clock start in Buffalo. What do you got, Josh?
Win.
I have him a win. Scooter.
Win.
Grimesy. All right. Then we come home after 3 weeks off and we face the Chicago Bears, and they're looking for a little revenge after getting eliminated by the Eagles last year in the playoffs. It's a 1 o'clock game, November 3rd. What do you have, Josh?
Where's that game at?
It's home.
Win.
I have that game as a loss. Scooter.
Loss.
Grimesy. All right, very good. Then we have a bye. So they get the rest, heal their wounds, and they come right back at it the following week. Sunday, November 17th against the Patriots, and they're at home. It's a 4:25 start. What do you have, Josh?
Where was that at? You said
Home.
win. If
I-
it was away, I would say a loss.
I have as a win as well. What do you got, Scooter?
I got him as a loss.
Ooh.
Wentz will be hurt by then.
Ooh. What?
Yeah.
Dude, negative vibes. What do you got, Grimesy? Ready for this? I got him as a win, and I think Brady is not even in that game. I think he gets knocked out this year. He's an old man. All right, then they go the next week. The next week it's Seattle. Next week, Seattle, November 24th. Or excuse me, home against Seattle. It's it's a Sunday night game, 8:20. Josh, what do you have it?
Just like the last game, this was at away. I would call it a loss because it's home. I give it a win.
All right, I'm giving it a win as well. How about you, Scooter?
Win.
Grimesy. All right. Then next week we travel to Miami on December 1st. And we visit the Dolphins. It's in Miami. It's a 1 o'clock start, Josh.
I'm inclined to say a loss, but I think by this point in the season, Josh Rosen will be in at quarterback, and there will probably be about 5 injuries to the Dolphins. And Brian Flores' voice is going to wear thin, so I'm going to say Eagles win.
All right, I have the Eagles flat out winning. Scooter?
Flat out winning by 38.
Yeah, they blow them away. All right, what do you got, Grimesy?
I'm giving two predictions here. Four Eagles fans and Dominants fans. Trust me, I'm not lying there.
No, that's right. You'll probably be there, right?
Yeah, and that is a win for the Eagles.
All right.
And also, what a slap in the face to Josh Rosen that he's not the starter. Are you freaking kidding me?
They're in disarray down there in Miami. Then the following week, we got a Monday night game. Home, it's the New York Giants in town. 8:15 on ESPN. Josh, what do you have?
Win.
I have a win. What do you got, Scooter?
Win.
Grimesy. All right. Then we go to Washington the next week in our nation's capital. Sunday, December 15th. It's a 1 o'clock start against the Redskins. What do you have, Josh?
Loss.
I'm gonna go a loss as well. What do you have, Scooter?
Win.
Scooter with a win. What do you got, Grimesy? All right. The next week, Dallas comes into town. And it's a 4:25 start, December 22nd, right before Christmas. What do you have, Josh?
What's the date?
December 22nd. Second to the last game of the season.
See, I don't like my record right now, so
Home.
I'm going to say a win, but I'm going to tell you right now that I think I have too many wins on my schedule here.
We'll see.
Well, they're
I don't know.
playing
Looking at
a
your
lot of
schedule.
lousy teams this year.
You got right now. You got 4 losses on the books, Josh.
Yeah, that's not enough.
All right. I have them as a win. I'm as them as a win. What do you got, Scooter?
For Dallas,
We got to pick the pace
win.
up here. All right. And what do you got, Grimes?
Zeke is back by then. Hate to say Eagles fans, that will be a loss for us because the Cowboys will make the
Wow. And then last but not least, December 29th, Sunday, up in New York, or the Meadowlands, New York Giants at the Giants, a 1 o'clock start. Josh.
Loss. Eagles will set the entire roster.
All right. What do you got, Scooter?
Win.
What do you have, Grimesy?
That's a win.
And I'm going to say loss. I think Josh might be onto something there. All right. Josh has 1, 2, 3,
Should be 11 and
4,
5.
5 losses you have. Schweiner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses, 10 and 6. Scotty McKay,
11 and
1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5, 11 and 5. And Grimesy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 and 4.
Wow.
Grimesy, you win, man. So you're very optimistic about this season with the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, real quick, Grimesy, we got to wrap this segment up. You text me you're going to go up to the U.S. Open and check out Coco. Did you see it? Did you watch that match the other night? Thursday night? Unbelievable. I might have to talk to you from there. You know, we're doing the locker room is now on Sundays from 10 to 12 noon. What time are you heading up? All right, maybe we'll shoot you a phone call. Give us a little preview. I appreciate it, Grimesy. All right, there's Mark Grimes, everybody, on the Sports Highline. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is sponsored by Barb's Harley Davidson. Phillies close to New Jersey's #1 Harley Davidson dealership. Visit barbshd.com. It's the area's #1 seller of new and used Harley Davidsons around. That's Barb's Harley Davidson, where no one walks. Go to barbshd.com today. Hey, I want to remind people that the Atlantic City Bar and Grill is the place to be. Food's great. The atmosphere is awesome. Serving steaks, seafood, spirits, and sports in Atlantic City for over 25 years. This Atlantic City institution is located at the corner of Pacific and South Carolina Avenue and has plenty of convenient free parking. Check out all their sports and celebrity memorabilia that line the walls as you watch the game at this South Jersey Throwback Bar and Grill. Mention the locker room and get 99-cent draft beers with their famous wings or mussels. For more information, go to acbarandgrill.com or call them at 609-348-8080. That's the AC Bar and Grill. Hey, I want to tell you, I've got a new advertiser I'm really excited about, my friend. He's doing a great job. I want to talk to you about Maserati of the Mainline. If you're in the market for an exotic luxury car, then drive to Maserati of the Mainline. Visit Michael Pileggi, a longtime friend of mine, Michael Pileggi and the staff. They invite you to examine the most innovative, glamorous, high-powered automobiles on the market. Maserati of the Mainland has a wide selection of exclusive pre-owned luxury cars and exotics around. Maserati of the Mainline Service Center employs the best technicians that pay attention to detail to keep your investment maintained. So add a little flair to your next vehicle by visiting Maserati of the Mainland in Devon, PA, or call their sales department at 1-888-531-8070, or go online at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up the first hour. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN. A lot's been made about this Carly Lloyd. We're trying to get Randy Brown on today, but he declined.
Well, I've known Randy for a while. I've known his brother Rick for a long time, and Randy is the.
Was he afraid to talk about this?
Well, he's the Baltimore Ravens kicker.
He's the one that videoed it, right?
He was. Yeah, I found out the other day that he was actually the videos that they were showing about it. I didn't know he was good friends with Carly, and he was the one coaching her up on what she needs to do for.
Because he is the special.
He's
special
a kicking coach.
Kicking
for
coach.
The Baltimore Ravens, which is probably Justin Tucker is probably the best kicker in the NFL.
Right.
I don't think he gets him singing lessons when he's doing his opera, but he's definitely the kicking. And Randy's done a great job of being. He's was David Akers' coach at one time, so he's got a number of Cundiff. A bunch of guys that he was that were great kickers, but he said we had to go through the media at the Ravens, and
that's we had Joe Flacco on here, and I don't remember after
he didn't really want to talk about any specific.
I had Joe Flacco on twice. Now that I think about it,
I said, why don't you just talk about what it takes to be an NFL kicker? The work that they put in. It's just like
here's the things that really blows my mind. First of all, there's only so many men that can make the NFL. It's not an easy thing to break into the NFL. Men, just for the men. Right. But for a woman to do it, it's got to be even harder. She's also 37 years old. And it's not just kicking you. When you're on a kick, when you're running, when you kick off, you're the last line of defense. There's a possibility you might have to make a tackle.
Absolutely.
And kickers do make tackles.
Or you might have to take a hit from somebody coming to block you.
That's right.
Right. A big guy.
You might get laid out.
Well, absolutely.
I think this is turning into a spectacle. I don't think it's a serious thing, but it's great if a girl can do it.
Well, listen,
but I just don't think it's. I think it's pie in the sky, to be honest with you. You're talking about it. Top athlete, elite guys.
Well, let's come back to us because I got a point I want to make.
All right. First hour is in the books. Second hour we'll have Coach Johnson on at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk a little bit more Eagles. I want to talk about this Coco Gauff. I mean, you haven't watched it, but we're gonna talk a little bit about her. Grimes is going to go up there. Talk a little college football. Temple, Lindsay's going to be her first time cheering today for the Temple Owls at the Link at 3 o'clock. So stay tuned for all that. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. All right, Scooter, we were before the break, we were talking about Carly Lloyd and all the publicity she's getting because she hit a 55-yard field goal. And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of men's soccer players. There's so many people that would probably be able to fit that mold. I mean, to push, it's people pushing this.
Wow.
And I don't want to come across as being like, I'm not against a girl doing it. I'm sure they could, but it seems to me that somebody's just pushing this narrative just to do it.
Yeah, it's.
If you're trying to win.
Listen, if she's good enough to do it, good for her.
Good for her.
Get a job, and it's great. I think it's great. But then there's 10,000 other male soccer players that think that, well, why can't I do it?
Exactly.
And a lot of soccer players became kickers, like the Barr family.
Right. Right.
Walter Barr played soccer with my father back in the day, and he was a tremendous soccer player.
Oh, is that right?
And both of his sons, Chris,
They went to Penn
and
State,
Matt,
right?
went to Penn State and kicked in one kick for the Eagles. So the action of being a kicker is very soccer-like, no doubt about it. You know,
Right.
so the strength of the leg, the angle of the leg, and stuff like that, the foot and everything like that. But here's what I was equating it to the other day when I was thinking about this and trying to get a hold of Randy. Yeah, just think about. Listen, when you go out on the putting green to warm up for your round of golf,
Right.
and you're 6 feet away and you knock that putt in, you go, this is easy.
Right.
Now go to the Masters.
And when you got
It's the 18th hole. The score's tied, and you're 3 feet away, and you got to make that putt to win
For
the Masters.
like a
and
couple
probably
million-
cost you about $1 million
million.
before you would make be first and second place.
Right.
You think that's easy?
No, but I think it's not easy. But I think a girl could do that just as well as a guy, given the fact that if she had the experience, you know what I mean. You
But
can
I'm
just
talking
take them
about
off the.
I'm talking about the pressure now.
Right. I think a woman could
Standing
deal.
on a football field and kicking a field goal with a 6-step drop, to go in there and do that.
How many steps
It's
the
10
field
times
goal?
easier than
how
it
many
is in
steps
the middle
field
of a
goal-
game with 3 seconds left in the game on a tie game to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I'm not. You're trying to equate the pressure. I think a girl can take the pressure. That's not what I'm. That's not where I'm. The problem is.
Guys can't take the pressure.
Well,
so why
no,
can girls?
right, either or. But I'm just saying, I think it's the physical ability that I'm talking about. The physical, not the mental.
She's got a strong leg. There's no doubt
I
about
think
it.
mentally a woman is just as strong than a man in most cases,
Maybe,
right?
maybe not.
Well, men crumble under pressure, and
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm talking about the physical. Look, Carly Lloyd's 37 years old, and she might have a great leg. But look at all the other soccer players in the country.
But
this is where I agree with you, Bill. And that is, I think the age is more of an issue than anything else because she's won 2 World Cups. She's been on multiple big stages
Right.
with thousands of people screaming at her. As an athlete, once you hear one person screaming, you've heard everybody screaming. Like either you have it or you don't.
Right, I don't think that.
To me, the bigger issue is she's 37 years old. If she spends an entire next 6 months training for this, she still might not be good enough. Not because she doesn't have the physical
agree.
ability, but because of the fact that being a field goal kicker is less about ability than about consistency. What makes Justin Tucker great, what made Morton Anderson, who, by the way, used to be a soccer player when he came here from Europe and then became an NFL kicker, what makes them who they are is consistency. There's a lot of guys who kick a long field goal. Not a lot of guys can actually do it consistently. There's a reason why the Atlanta Falcons brought in Matt Bryant, who's 40-something years old, because they brought in 2 kickers into their camp. Neither one of them were consistent. Sure, Georgia Televecchia can kick a 65-yard field goal in practice, but he can't do it consistently.
Right.
He makes it like 1 out of 10 times.
And that's where I think the mental part comes
Well,
in.
here's the bigger issue. You field goal kickers, kickoff specialists still have to make tackles.
Yeah.
All right, and if you see a 6'5",
they're gonna get blocked too.
and they're gonna get blocked. How about Zendejas? Remember they had the Bounty Bowl back in the day, and they took out Zende.
Right.
You know, a lot of teams, if you're running down and you're not paying attention, you got to have your head on a swivel.
Blindside.
And if you're not paying attention, you're in the field of play, man. You're gonna get clocked.
Right.
And what are they gonna do? Lay off her because she's a girl?
No.
They might even.
She's a
There might be
football
some
player.
guys come after her because she's a girl.
Right, and thinking they're making them
And
look
she could
bad.
get hurt.
Right. Well, and so could.
And they're also,
You know,
but Scooter, they're also field goal kickers that actually want to get involved. How many field goal kickers over the years that they try to make tackles?
Sure.
And their coaches probably say, "Yo, what are you, stupid?
Right.
I need your foot. I don't need your
Right.
tackle." But they still want to do it.
Yeah.
But I think Josh's point about the consistency is all mental. It's all mental. Hey, why
Yeah, but Carly Lloyd's, she's used to playing in front of like 50.
That's a soccer. That's a team game.
So
that's,
what?
That's not one guy making one play by himself.
But you're saying that she's not mentally.
You're forgetting about penalty kicks, corner
Oh, okay.
kicks.
Penalty kicks. If it's a penalty kick to win a game, you don't think there's any pressure on her? No doubt about it.
Well, then
Right,
you're
okay,
saying, but your argument is that
kicking into a 15-foot net with a one person in front of it is a lot easier than kicking a
Well, that's
55-yard field goal to
Remember,
win a
the
game.
field goal she made was not an NFL regulation field goal.
right.
It was a arena league. The arena league is half the width of an
Okay.
NFL
Well, I'm
field
not
goal
saying what
post.
you did was
Well,
great.
look, I got the
but I'm-
picture. I got the picture right here.
Why-
We've all
why
seen
do
the video.
Why do opposing teams call a timeout when the guy's ready to kick the ball?
Ice them.
to get in his head.
Right.
Why? So why? Because it's mental right at that point. It's not whether his physical ability
but
can't kick the field goal.
your argument is that that a woman is not mentally.
No. I'm not saying she's not mental. I'm just saying what she did.
Oh, well, in practice, right.
In
Oh,
practice with nobody on, no game on the line.
No, I hear you.
It's much easier than being in a game with 3 seconds
No,
left.
and I agree with that. But she has been in, like Josh said, alluded to,
different game.
But
Different
she's
atmosphere.
been in big pressure situations,
big time
pressure situations.
Either you can or you can't. Like you look back at guys who miss foul shots, for example, in basketball, right? You know, the reason they don't make the foul shot is less to do with technique as much as it is they've never made said foul shot. Like, part of the reason why Shaq never became a good foul shooter wasn't because he had bad form. His elbow was perfectly straight. He eventually had the flick of the wrist.
Yeah, but wait a second.
No.
He had a horrible shot. He pushed the ball. He didn't shoot the ball.
Early on, but he got better at it. He eventually had the flick of the wrist. The problem was he was still missing it, even when he got better. There are guys who just either they have it or they don't. And I think we forget sometimes that athletes, so much of it, as you said, it is mental. But the mental is either you can or you can't. Self-belief is a powerful thing. If you think you could do something, it's greater than actually being able to have any talent.
And when we played football at college, you know how you see college football teams, they leave their thing and they slap the saying or something.
Yeah.
We had one when we went out onto the field.
Reach it.
I jumped and got it. It said, "If you think you can, you will." And you're right. That is a powerful thing. My thing about this whole Carly Lloyd thing is, I think they're exploiting It's almost like exploitation of. They're just trying to make
Guillaume in the NHL.
Yeah, it's just trying to get publicity for something that I don't think will ever happen.
She's super talented. She's super confident in her abilities. But to say you could turn around and play, how was Michael Jordan as a baseball player?
Not too good.
Horrible.
Right.
But he thought he could do it. He thought he was going to be great because he was a great athlete.
But remember why he did it. Oh, I'm doing it for my dad. My dad passed away. He always wanted me to play baseball. He loved baseball. His motivations, no offense to Michael Jordan, were wrong. He was doing it for the wrong reason.
He wasn't doing it because
he wasn't doing it because he wasn't doing it because he was good at it. He was doing it because I'm doing this for my dad. Okay, that's all well and good. But to be a professional athlete, you got to have a little bit more than I'm doing it for my dad to keep you going and be good at it.
It's different in the pros than it is in high school. How about Tim Tebow? Great baseball player?
No,
he wasn't even a great football player. Okay.
I don't think that. I don't think
high school baseball player than football player.
Listen, I don't think that's fair. You guys, I just don't think Tim Tebow got a fair shot.
I think you're totally wrong.
No, I don't, because he won a playoff game with the Broncos.
No,
and then people he was stigmatized as he wasn't a great quarterback.
You're neglecting what really happened. Nobody talks about this. All right? Tim Tebow had a chance to be the starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he said no. That's why he went to the Jets, because he said he wanted to go to the Jets because they said it would be better for his marketing opportunity. He had a guaranteed starting job with the Jaguars that offseason. And he said no, because he wanted to make money. He has had his entire life
and how far into his career was
surrounded by
that?
yes people.
How far into his career was that when he made that?
The year after the Broncos win. That offseason, when the Broncos signed Peyton Manning, they told him, we can trade you to the Jaguars. They want you to be the starting quarterback. We have Peyton Manning. We no longer need you. He said no. That's on him. That's on anybody else. Tim Tebow has sabotaged his entire professional existence because he's surrounded by people who tell him what he wants to hear instead of what he needs to hear.
By the way, I don't know.
That's been documented in ESPN magazine articles.
I don't know if I necessarily believe that he was a virgin throughout college.
Where is this going?
Heck no.
Well, he said that he's never had sexual relations with a woman because of his religion.
Mormon?
Well, whatever. No, he's not a Mormon. He's just a Christian faith-based guy. But his claim to fame was that he never acquiesced and gave in to temptation. That was his image.
Part of his squeaky clean
And I find that hard to believe down at the University of Florida. Have you seen the girls down there? I've been to the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, and I'm telling you, it's a party. I've been down there 3 times. Georgia, Florida, in Jacksonville. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And he was a starting quarterback of a national champion team. Well, don't you think he had girls throwing themselves at him?
Be religious and not.
I think that's my deep gut feeling is that he's a fraud with that. That's my gut feeling.
Right. Well, it could be. I can see it. Mormons don't have sex until they're married, correct? And they don't drink and they don't curse.
Down at the
but
university.
remember, part of the thing with Mormons is that's a
He's
cultural
not a
thing.
Mormon.
Okay.
He's a
No,
Christian.
but hear me out for a second. There's a difference between having a religion as part of your culture, right? Like if you live in Utah and you live in Salt Lake, like you're around it every day.
Right.
Like if you lived in Rome and you went to the Vatican, you're around.
You're a Catholic.
Catholic, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? If you are and Tim Tebow says, I'm a born again devout Christian, and he puts on this image, this public image.
Well, I don't think he was born again. I think he was raised at an early age.
He claims he's born again. He claims it.
I don't think he ever left. He was always a Christian. That's what I'm saying. He was always strict.
The born again thing is a term for Protestant Christianity. But the point is not that. It's not a religious conversation.
Right.
The conversation is that he was making money in endorsements because of his squeaky clean image.
Right, exactly.
If he ever let out that he had done anything that interfered with a squeaky clean image,
He
it
would
would
lose
hurt
it.
his marketing
Exactly.
ability as a squeaky clean
And
guy.
so my point is, we don't have any proof of that. Don't you think if he did have a relationship with a woman, that somehow that would, in today's day and age, everything comes
Well,
out?
you could pay somebody off.
Yeah, but does that matter? Look at Trump paid off what's her face, and she still came out.
Because nobody likes him. Those.
Well, you think people attack Tim Tebow?
But here's the thing: you got to remember. I'll say this before we hit the break. We got to hit the break. In the world we live in, we only hear about a small portion of what really happens behind the scenes. We don't hear about the majority. We hear about the minority.
That's right.
So, for every incident you do hear about, for every domestic violence, affair, drug deal, money laundering, for everything that you do hear, there's much more that you never hear about.
Believe half of what you see and nothing what you hear.
Trust but verify.
Yeah. All right. The second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or call them at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And listen, that course is always in magnificent shape. It's a great country club. Great to be a part of a family setting. The Great Bay Country Club. Say hello to Radio Ron Ralston down there. Does a great show. Hey, I want to tell you about Maserati of the Main Line. If you're in the market for an exotic luxury car, then drive to Maserati of the Main Line. Visit Michael Pileggi and say hello to the staff. They have an open invitation for you to examine the most innovative, glamorous, high-powered automobiles on the market. Maserati of the Main Line has a wide selection of exclusive pre-owned luxury cars and exotics around. Maserati of the Main Line Service Center employs the best technicians that pay attention to detail to keep your investment maintained. So add a little flair to your next vehicle by visiting Maserati of the Main Line in Devon, Pennsylvania, or call the sales department at 1-888-531-8070 or go online at motml.com today. All right, when we return, we'll talk a little college football. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room.
Jesus.
I just had a lot of people walk in here.
I know.
All kind of people
many
walking in.
Crowded today.
All right, so I told you guys I didn't want to give my picks, my college picks, and my pro picks out because, I do it at the last minute.
All right.
And I don't want to, but I will. Maybe I'll start tweeting them like Josh recommended to me. But today we got some pretty cool games that I might be interested in. Alabama is laying 33 against Duke today at 3:30. Virginia Tech at Boston College looks a little intriguing. And Georgia Vanderbilt, Virginia Pittsburgh, Auburn and Oregon tonight. So there's some of the games that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Now, do you get into? You're not into
I'm not a
college
big
football.
college football fan. I mean, I like it, but I'm not I like it at the end of the year.
I get so and I know Josh and I are on the same page with this because he's a college football maniac. I played college football at Lees McRae Junior College in Banner Elk, North Carolina, and we're gonna, in a few minutes we're going to talk to my former coach and the former head coach of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. He also coached the Navy for like 7 years. He had a very distinguished 37-year career, Paul Johnson. So we'll talk to him in a little bit. But I always got geared up for college football, man. I love it. I don't have any loyalties. Obviously, Lees McRae is a smaller school, and then I eventually transferred and graduated from Rutgers at Camden. They don't have a football team, right. So I don't have an allegiance to Rutgers up in New Brunswick. So and Penn State. I mean, I like Penn State, but I think this year I'm gonna, you know, what I'm gonna turn my attention to that I'm gonna root for Temple, and you know why, Scooter? Because Lindsay's a cheerleader there.
That's a great reason.
And you know what else? Why I like this kid Anthony Russo. This kid looks like he's going to be a great quarterback. Now he pulled a calf muscle, but I saw him play a few times last year, and I like this kid. He's a big kid. He's got a great arm, and he's smart. And I think Temple's got a good quarterback. Now they got a schedule that, you know, their schedule's pretty tough. They have Maryland. They have Bucknell today at 3:00 at the Link, and they have Maryland on September 14th. And then at Buffalo on the 21st of September. Then they play Georgia Tech, Paul Johnson's former team. And Coach Collins is down there. Temple's former coach is down there at Georgia Tech. He took over for Paul Johnson. So a lot of connections. And then they get East Carolina, Memphis, SMU, University of Central Florida, which is always a tough game, University of Southern Florida, Tulane, Cincinnati, and UConn on the 30th of November. So they got a pretty impressive schedule, and I don't know, man. I'm looking for good things from Temple this year.
Well, you know what, they've been strong the last 4 or 5 years. They really have. You know, they just have their ups and downs and the consistency, stuff like that. But they've been strong.
Of course, I heard Pete talking about this the other day when College Game Day was in Philadelphia a few years back for the Temple Notre Dame game. That was awesome.
Right.
I went down there to see the setup and go into the city. It was down at by the Constitution Centers where they had all that set up, and it was a sea of cherry and white, man. Temple people, it was great down there. But you know what I'm looking at? Nick Saban. Remember they got the Crimson Tide got beat pretty handily. 44-16 in the championship game against Clemson last year. So they've got some, maybe they got some something to prove. But I don't think Clemson's going to be, I don't think Alabama is going to be as good as they have been, even though they have Tua Tagovailoa as their quarterback. How did I do with that name, Josh? Did I do it? Did I mess that one up?
Related to volleyball, Papa Hoppin'?
You were close. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, I say Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, you were thinking the toga party.
I was. I was thinking toga party.
Tonga.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa.
Right, Viola. And Georgia's got a good quarterback in Jake Fromm, even though he's a junior. But he's somebody to watch. But the one guy that I really like is this Trevor Lawrence from Clemson, man. He's something to watch, and he played a really solid game. He's not even the best player on their team. They've got a load of other guys on the team that can catch. But he's one of the Heisman favorites. This Trevor Lawrence. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, well, Clemson's going to be stronger again, but I think they're going in a transition period right now, so their season's not going to be as easy as they think. But
well, the ACC, obviously, the SEC is your best college division conference, I think, out of anyway. Then I would say the Big Ten would be next, and then I don't know conference. I don't know what would be the next one for you, Josh, after the Big Ten. Because I think there's nothing like SEC football, but I like the Big Ten. Who would be your third? Who do you think the third conference is for you?
I mean, I personally would go with the Pac-12 just because of the fact that I think the problem for a conference like the Big 12 is that they have almost no defense there. So a lot of their guys are accumulating stats. They're not really. There's only like 2 good defensive teams, and one of them is not even ranked this year. So whereas the Pac-12, they have more depth.
Of course, Matt Rule's down there in Baylor. And
he's got a tough rebuild. He's still rebuilding that thing.
That's going to take him about another 2 years, you think?
Yeah. Oklahoma's defense is miserable. Texas has a legit defense.
Nebraska could be good.
TCU is a legit defense, but they have no offense. Texas Tech can't stop a
The
fly.
Horned Frogs.
Yeah, Gary Patterson.
Yeah.
That's why I go to the Pac-12, because you got Oregon, you got Stanford, Arizona State's on the rise. You saw Colorado last night, what they're capable of with a real head coach instead of the garbage they've had a head coach the last few years. Look, the Pac-12 has got a lot of rising. Don't feel like Chris Peterson at Washington, Mike Leach at Washington State, whereas. And then the ACC is definitely behind everybody.
ACC,
because
yeah.
outside of Clemson and Miami and Virginia, everybody is slop knockers.
Hey, this is the first time in 13 years that there hasn't been a coaching change in the SEC this year. So, that's just, I'm telling you.
That'll change.
All right, the second hour of the locker room was brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience a lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or call them at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And, of course, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston for me. Kevin Kelly's down there, Scooter, starting people off.
Yes, he is. He's always there.
And it's a great atmosphere. All right. Hey, listen, you want to get your day started the right way with the best breakfast at the Jersey Shore? Look no further than Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Family owned and operated since 1962, Uncle Bill's Pancake House is a Jersey Shore tradition with 8 locations from Cape May to Ocean City, featuring 30 types of pancakes, waffles, crepes. Uncle Bill's has something for everyone. Stop in at one of their 2 Ocean City locations and try my favorite, the stuffed French toast with homemade cinnamon butter. There's something for everyone, from fresh cut fruit cup, gluten-free pancakes, or a fluffy stuffed omelets that are excellent. Can't go wrong with anything on the menu. Go to Uncle Bill's Pancake House, 8 locations along the Jersey Shore, 2 in Ocean City. I'll guarantee you have a great breakfast and fantastic service with a smile. Hey, Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a place at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042. Or check out the website at grimes.com. And, of course, we had Grimesy on. He's a great guy. He's always working. All right, when we return, we're going to talk with former head coach of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Paul Johnson. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile. All right, back here in the locker room. I want to thank Coach Paul Johnson for checking in. Mark Rhymes. What do you got coming up today? Sports Bash Saturday, Josh?
Well, we got to talk some Eagles. We got to talk some college football. I guess talk a little about the Phillies.
Hey, busy day on 97.3 ESPN at 3:30. We have the Phillies Mets. Phillies need a big win, and then later on tonight we have Oregon versus Auburn at 7:30 on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. I'm taking Oregon tonight. I'm going to I'm going to take Oregon, and I'm going to take the points, Josh.
I'm taking the underdog.
You're going to take the dog?
Auburn.
You're going to take Auburn tonight?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. There's our picks.
Auburn's actually the betting favorite.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, they're ranked 16 in the preseason polls.
They're the betting
11.
favorite.
Oregon's 11. Auburn's 16. So I'm going with Oregon.
All right. Of course you're going with the winner.
Thanks, Scooter, for coming in, man.
Yeah, it was
A little sluggish today, but you made it out.
I know, it was a little
PJ,
bit.
have you out late last night?
A little bit. Not too bad.
Um,
I had to wrestle with his dog and his son, and we played hoops in the backyard. I was exhausted.
Who's a better golfer, you or PJ?
We're about the same.
All right, I want to thank Timmy, my technician. Listen, if you any show, any interview, go to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. That's my YouTube channel. We have the lifeguard races are up there.
Yeah.
Any interview with Coach Johnson. You go to the YouTube channel, The Locker Room with Billy Schweim.
Put some characters
And all kind of stuff.
We're
Because Timmy's working on my website. Tomorrow I'll be back right at it in the saddle tomorrow The Locker Room on Sunday. Thanks for making the Locker Room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. See you tomorrow, everybody.